Good morning. Welcome to Scotty Wandering. My name is Peter, and today, I've got a campground tour for you from North Dakota, Theodore Roosevelt National Park, Northern Unit, Juniper Campground. Here, nestled among the cottonwood trees, along the Little Missouri River, in the Badlands of North Dakota. Small campground, about 40 sites right now, and it's all first come, first serve. They're not little sites though. There are some big sites for the big rigs as well here. Let's take a look around. Now, first thing of note is it is pre-sunrise where we are. Obviously the sun is hitting the clouds up top, but it's active. People are up and going before sunrise here. Kind of actually a little surprising. Here is our basic map of the campground. There's one main loop around a center grassy area, and then a little side loop. All of these around the main loop are pull-through sites. Over here, there's several back-in sites and walk-in tent sites. Fee is $20 per site, $10 with your senior access golden pass. Check-in time, 10 p.m. or noon. Checkout is at noon. And generator hours from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And it's can be toasty out here, so people are running their generators. There is no power at this campground. If you want power, just outside the park boundary is in the grasslands, the CCC campground. That is $10 a night with power, but no shade. And it felt about 10 degrees cooler here than it did over there. So if you want the power and you want to run your AC and you don't have a generator, that's another option. So right here we have this center section that everything works around. And yes, there may be buffalo here. There is definitely signs that they have been here. There are dust piles and there are, little buffalo patties dried up out there. So it's been a little while since they've been here. First site 1 isn't accessible as well as site 2. That's why they're sitting empty. So they have been sort of held for them. Site 4 is empty. 3 is camp host. There is a newer bathroom there. Flush toilets. This is the one that I assume when the water gets turned off is still usable. Amphitheater's tucked away over there. And as you can see, you can put in some pretty big rigs into this campground with ease. Some easier than others. Like this one has the trees and things inside that make that inside curve and putting out your slides a little more challenging. Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8. So your exits are your neighbors' ins, so don't block them. So they came in backwards so they can have the view out into the green space / pasture. 7. Now, suddenly we're at 45. Well, that's the inside loop. So we're going to go over here. So we just have more of the same kind of thing. As you can see now, they have to dance around that tree. These big cottonwoods, they're not going to move for you. So there's just a couple sites here on the inside of the big loop. But out here we got the back end sites that are for the smaller rigs. 9, 10. Now you can't reserve these places. This is all first come, first serve. All right, 10, 11 here are out on the prairie, where you are probably more likely to see critters bounding about. And then we come to a parking pad for 4 walk-in sites. So these are for tent only. By the way, colors courtesy of the fact that I'm here in mid-September. Was in the 80s yesterday, but it can cool down quite a bit. Now all the tent sites are empty because people just didn't want to risk it this time of year. So let's take a look at what the tent sites are like. We've got a cluster here amongst these trees. There's another one over there. But a clear spot for a nice spot for a tent there. Picnic table and a grill. Please be aware of whatever the fire restrictions are at the time when you're here. They change. Another one here. Nice spot for a tent in the back there. Said you may wind up with critters outside your door. I'm not quite sure where this one's supposed to tent. It's a little snug here. But it's first come, first serve. You pick it if you like it. 16 back on the back here. Nice spot over there to set up. And then as I came in, there was 14 tucked away back under that set of trees. Oh, the skies are beautiful this morning. Couple more back-end sites. And then there's another set of tent sites in this area, all wooded. But still open enough that you might have critters coming through. So there's another batch of 4 there. And even 23 here, they've got a tent tucked away down there. Unless, oh, that's actually someone in a tent site, I think. So that's one of the tent sites. They have their own setup over there. So there's people who have set up tents, but I haven't seen a car unless they're early hikers, which is a possibility. 24, 25, both back ends. Like I said, probably another early hiker. I think as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to go explore. 26, 27, screen room back there. 28, I'm coming back around. I'm back to the main circle. Now, as you can see, there's something construction equipment here, a digger and a ditch witch. So I'm not sure what they're digging to out here. But that would have been one on the riverside. The inner circle continues around. Now I'm at 30 there. Now they have lost a few sites because of erosion on the river. Rivers change their path over time. When you build a campground high above one, that's going to happen. 31, 32. 32 does have a little trail over to the river. Now I got here right about noon yesterday, I think, depending on which time zone I'm in. It's hard to tell here because my phone has been changing time zones every hour or so. So 33 is mine, 34, but take a quick look at what riverside access looks like. And one of the few that exists. And since I was able to nab it at noon, I got a nice tent spot over there. And then this is basically my river overlook here. Looking off at the Badlands there, Cottonwoods, and the Little Missouri River. So I didn't realize how rare the site I grabbed was. One of 2 that still exist on the river. Because this used to be a site. And there used to be another one up here. Actually, maybe that one up there still has access. Oh, these trees are solid. But these spots that used to be sites that aren't anymore are now public access for everybody else to come in and scare the birds? No, to come and get your view, the public view of the river and the Badlands. And oh, a beautiful sky this morning. Only a couple more. Now, normally I would give a much more detailed commentary on every site, but since this is a first come, first serve campground, you come, what's available, you pick what you like. Yeah, that one would have access to the river. This one kind of does too. If you like it, if it's going to work for you, take it. And that's the whole tour there. It's all the sites. And sometimes you got to get a little more creative. Pull through would have, for that site, would have been coming towards me, but they did the full loop around so they could open their awning out rather than into the bushes, which makes sense. When you have pull throughs on both sides, not all of them are going to make sense for the way it lays out. So that opens them up nicely. That fifth wheel across the way did this, or not the fifth wheel, the Class A over there did the same thing. Kind of came in the back way. From Theodore Roosevelt National Park, northern unit, which is an hour from the southern unit, this is Juniper Campground. Beautiful spot along the river, good access point. You can go walk over to the Cannonball secretions. So what we got here is a couple different kinds of very sandy soil here. This stuff just kind of flakes off pretty easily and erodes easily. Then there's these layers of harder rock, and sometimes they form into balls, resembling cannonballs. Access to many trails from here, or hop in your vehicle and hit one of the many trails that go further out. See the buffalo, see the prairie dogs. Get on out there and explore. See you on the next one. Get on out there and enjoy these vast spaces.